Well, good morning and welcome to this week's episode of Wellness TV. We have a very special guest with us today, Dr. Robie, and he's joining us and he's going to be talking to us about building authentic connections and authentic relationships with your children. Now, that might seem like a very specific field, but it's actually very broad and there are lots of things you can cover within that domain. But let's start from ground zero. Dr. Robie, what does it look like to you as a father to build authentic, meaningful connections with your kids?
It looks like hard work is
Yes.
what it looks
Okay.
like. My wife and I, we have 5 kids.
Oh my goodness.
And so, we've got our work cut out for us.
Yeah.
And they range from early teenage years right down to, prep kind of age 4.
Okay.
And so it's busy central.
Yeah.
And everyone, of course, is competing for mum and dad's time, mum and dad's attention, mum and dad's interest in homework projects, can kick the footy in the backyard, want to show the latest drawing or handstand or whatever it might be.
Yes, I know that.
And so it looks like it's really busy, but it's really important. And even though everyone, obviously only gets a slice of mum and dad because there are so many kids, we want to make an intentional effort to make sure that the heart connection that we make is not just authentic, but it's great quality. We live by the philosophy that if we can capture our child's heart, we gain everything else.
Oh, I love that.
So rather than being focused exclusively on their behavior, getting them to do what we want them to do when we want them to do it to minimize our stress and help the family function well, we actually want to make a heart connection to inspire the children to want to do the right thing, to get on board that we're a team. And the more each individual can play to their specific strengths, to their specific role, then the better our family is going to function and, of course, thrive.
Okay, so you spoke a lot about heart to heart. Now, I love heart to heart. I'm one of those people that comes from that stance. I like that heart to heart is quite vulnerable too, that you are sharing yourself and your heart with your child, as well as them trusting you enough to share their heart with you. And what does that look like with your children? Can you give me an example of a time that maybe you and your wife has really had to work on that heart to heart connection and start the ball rolling there?
Sure, because we're living in a day and age of busyness. Both my wife and I, we're both clinical psychologists, we're busy professionals, we travel around the world. We've got multiple projects at any one period of time, and life is busy. And so we would very easily run the risk of making that statement. We might not have quantity time, but at least the time that we spend with our kids is quality. But we would actually go so far as to ban ourselves from saying that, because we don't believe that there is such a thing as quality time apart from quantity time. We need to spend significant amounts of time with our kids.
That's
and
great.
So we'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. So if I'm traveling overseas, wherever I go, I make an intentional effort to bring one of the kids with me.
That's fantastic.
So it's an exciting adventure, of course, to be one-on-one with dad and traveling over to some unique or exotic place in the world. And yes, it might mean coming out of school, and of course, school may or may not be happy about that. But the feedback that we get is actually quite surprising. Principals have written us letters saying thank you for giving your child a life experience that we here at the school could never provide, and that one-on-one quality time actually makes an impact. So it adds to our family motto. We've got a variety of different family mottos, but one of our family mottos is that rules before relationships results in rebellion and resentment. But relationships before rules results in respect. And that's the holy grail.
Love it.
If you can get your kids to respect you, like, you're a genius, because that's the hardest thing to do. But what does respect look like? It looks like the kid saying yes, mum, or yes, dad, doing what they're told because they want to do it. Not just the activity, but because this is who they are. They're honoring. They're an honorable person, even if they don't feel like doing it.
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic.